I think it's a very enticing to say, I will give you a first class ticket to interview me, Jaclyn Hill, and forget your 4-part series that are just opinions when you can interview me and get facts. And it's like, how do we know she's going to tell the truth? You know, and like I said, here for the tea, if you are confident in your receipts in your video, forget that freaking interview and post that. Hi, my name's Kara Michelle. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you're a returning subscriber. I haven't made one of these voiceover videos in a while, but I do have a lot of content coming out really soon. So if you're subscribed to me, stay tuned for that. But anyways, I want to talk real quick about the trailer that Here for the Tea and Tea Spill put out recently. And chances are you've probably already seen it if you're watching my video. And if you haven't, I'll link it below. But anyways, what I want to talk about is, one, these girls are smart. I will give it to them. And I say that because given the fact that a lot of people suspect Here for the Tea to be Tea Spill, for them to collaborate on this project, obviously they're going to get more views than normal because they're reaching both of their fans, you know, both platforms. But also due to the fact that people suspect them to be the same person, I think a lot of people are going to be watching both videos just to see if there's any hints or clues in there that could lead to the fact of who Tea Spill is. Now, another thing I want to point out is, like, I don't know a whole lot of information about either account. All I really know about Here for the Tea is that I think her name is Sam, and there's like 1 or 2 pictures out on Google that you can actually find of her face. And the real question I have is, like, you know, did we find out her name and see those pictures because she had put that out, you know, and let us know that information? Or did somebody dox her back in the day? And that's why we know who she is. And I feel like that's important because had she had been doxxed and somebody, you know, released that information without her actually wanting it to be out there, maybe Tea Spill is like her second attempt at being secretive. And a lot of people would question, well, why would she not want her identity to be shown? And I feel like whenever nobody knows your identity, you can say or be more free with your words when it comes to really voicing your opinion about these beauty gurus or whatever it is that you want to talk about, because at the end of the day, you are talking about somebody else. And I hate to point out high school as an example, but it's kind of like whenever you talk crap about somebody on the internet and then the next day you would go to school and see their face and then just act like you didn't just say all those things on Facebook the night before. It's kind of like that. I think Rich Lux talked about it a little bit in his video a couple days ago, where he explained he's careful with his words because he actually sees these people. And yeah, maybe whenever you're at 1,000, 2,000 subscribers, you don't expect these people to even see your videos. Back in the day when these drama channels started out, they were a lot more, I guess you could say, reckless with their words. And it's like nowadays it's toned down so much more than it was. And like you hear things like Karina Kaboom saying, I'm just reporting on online public drama. I think the reason why she emphasizes that she's just reporting on public drama is because a lot of the times these beauty gurus look at drama channels as kind of like drama starters or instigators, you know what I mean? And for them, it's like, well, I'm just TMZ. I'm just another news outlet journalist reporting on information and news that people are interested in. You know, people are interested in the beauty community and they want to know the scoop. So when I saw this trailer, I had a lot of conflicting emotions. And one big reason why I had a lot of conflicting emotions is because I've also been seeing the tweets back and forth between Tea Spill, Here for the Tea, and Jaclyn Hill. Like, I've seen all them. So in a way, my first thought was like, oh, okay, it really seems like they're being very vindictive here, because the way they made the trailer, they made it seem she just has this big secret that they're going to spill. And so I kind of, my first feeling was like they're being very vindictive and they're kind of taking it too far. That was my first feeling, you know. But then I thought about it and I was like, well, if you think about it, Jaclyn Hill's kind of questionable as a beauty guru or influencer, whatever you want to call her. because you don't hear stories about Jaclyn Hill like being rude to a fan. And the reason why is because she doesn't meet her fan. You hear stories about Jaclyn Hill and like something to do with money. Like those are the secrets that you hear about her, like lying about her Morphe palettes, or her setting up a meet and greet only for 100 people to meet her, but not finding that out till like an hour before it starts. And then she screwed the CEO of Makeup Geek out of millions of dollars. And you just start to get this picture that Jaclyn Hill is very money hungry and that she will do anything and everything to make a quick buck. And I'm not saying that's what she is and that's what she does, but it's just coming off that way. But I'm here to talk about Here for the Tea. And the reason why is because, you know, before I say this, I just want to say that I have nothing against Here for the Tea. I personally like her videos. What I'm about to say isn't positive. It's not necessarily negative. It's just kind of like what Karina Kaboom says. It's like public drama, public information that I'm reporting on. And so with that being said, what I'm saying, don't take it to heart. Don't get offended, because it's just something that I feel, and I feel like other people may feel this way too. And so I just want to bring it up, and I hope that in the comments somebody will be like, hey, you know, you're not crazy. I feel this way too. Or maybe you're wrong and this is what really happened. That's kind of like the point to my video, is like I kind of want to know the real information, or like what's actually going on. And I know people are probably like, well, why don't you just ask her? And it's like Here for the Tea really is going to respond to me. Yeah, okay. But anyway, the main thing I wanted to say is, like, if you've been watching on Twitter, Here for the Tea and Jaclyn Hill have kind of been like going back and forth. Now, I don't know if they like indirectly talking to each other or directly, but it almost seems like Here for the Tea at some point reached out to Jaclyn and she just kind of blew her off. Because there's one tweet, and I'm sure somebody can dig it up somewhere, where Here for the Tea kind of said, you know, I could have been shady whenever I was talking about your divorce, but I didn't. And that's something I do want to point out too, is that there's a lot of other information that Here for the Tea could have actually reported on. And sometimes people accuse Here for the Tea of being, I guess you could say, selective with who she reports drama about, because, like, for example, when Petty Page was wrongfully accused by Jackie Aina for stealing money out of her bank account, a lot of people got upset that she did not make a video about it when like almost everybody else did. And it was kind of a thing where like you kind of needed to like support Petty Page and kind of have a backing, I guess, behind her, because what Jackie did was wrong. And these beauty gurus keep getting away with, I guess you could say, in a sense, bullying drama channels, or sometimes even their fans. And it was kind of like a situation where people needed to band together. I may not have been disappointed, but some fans were disappointed in Here for the Tea for not making a video. And I don't think Petty Page was upset by this, but I do not want to put words in her mouth, so I don't want to say that she cared or she didn't care. Obviously, if she cares enough to comment on that situation, or if she has before, you can obviously let me know in the comments below. And I'll touch on this again about people accusing Here for the Tea of being selective with who she makes her videos about. But just my personal opinion on that subject is, like, if I'm friends with a beauty guru or just somebody in general, I'm not going to make a drama video about them. And maybe in the past when I was a smaller creator, that was how I made my come up. But you grow as a person, you know, and as a channel. For those that don't think that, and John Kuckian is a good example of what can happen if you don't learn to grow and change as a person, as you realize that your channel is not the same as it was when you had 1,000 or 10,000. And as much as I hate to bring this up, John Kuckian was on top. We used to all watch his videos as much as we don't want to admit it. And he used to have the most subscribers, the most views. He used to make all the money, and all the drama channels used to be friends with him, from what I've heard. And it just seems like, you know, that's a good example of what happens if you don't learn to grow as a channel and as a person, because he just continued to be that negative energy, and people started to figure out that, you know, because at one point beauty gurus got, and they realized that they couldn't just publicly hash out their fights on Twitter. They realized that there are things they can do and say that now have repercussions in such a way that it affects your business, your money, And so the beauty gurus weren't as open as they were in the past. And as a result, John, I guess you could say, couldn't handle not having any tea to report on. And he ended up making up receipts and making up false drama. And some people say he was attempting to start drama between them. And so he just became this very negative, vicious person. And that's just a perfect example of what can happen if you don't grow. It was Karina Kaboom, Here for the Tea, Rich Lux, Peter Mon. They were all around when John Kuckian was at his peak, and they were all smaller channels kind of getting the scraps at that point. Those channels are all on top now. They're now doing better than John ever was doing in the past, and the reason is because they learned to grow. They learned to change their content. And although what John does is scandalous and we all want to hear drama that, shocks us, at the end of the day, this is a business. And if you want to grow and prosper as a business, you, especially as a drama channel in the beauty community, the best thing you could do is befriend the beauty gurus, because when drama happens or when something happens, you can contact them first. And that brings me to another tweet that was recently put out just today, where put out their trailer and Jaclyn Hill directly tweeted Here for the Tea saying, I will pay for a first class ticket for you to fly out to Florida and interview me. And there's a little drama there between Peter Mon and Here for the Tea, but I'm not even going to get into it. But a lot of people had mixed feelings about that as well. And Here for the Tea ended up saying, just to keep it 100, I don't have fake friends or don't want fake friends or something like that. And I feel like she said that because I don't know how many people said this to her, but I know that I said, oh, all of a sudden Jaclyn Hill wants to be your friend. And I also said, and I feel like it was a little bit shady, I also said that I guess you can blackmail people into being your friends, because it almost seems like now Jaclyn Hill wants to be Here for the Tea's friend because maybe she does have a secret that is career ending for Jaclyn Hill. And although this is a huge opportunity for Here for the Tea, my personal opinion is that it's too little too late for Jaclyn Hill. If I was Here for the Tea and I had the information I have and I knew it was correct and I 100% knew that it wasn't just opinions that Jaclyn is trying to emphasize and state, she's trying to reduce Here for the Tea and Tea Spill's 4-part series to simply just opinions about her. These aren't facts, guys. These are opinions. This is what Jaclyn Hill is saying, and that she wants Here for the Tea to come so she can explain everything. And it's like, dude, we don't want to hear Jaclyn Hill continue to ramble about whatever the heck it is and make excuses. We already know she's good at doing that. There's countless videos of Jaclyn Hill trying to explain a situation, and she's good at explaining herself away. And I feel like even if Here for the Tea went in with the interview, or even if they became besties, I just feel like it wouldn't be a genuine interview. And I feel like, you don't really know if Jaclyn Hill is actually telling the truth or if she's really trying to befriend Here for the Tea because Here for the Tea knows something. And at the end of the day, they all could just be trolling us, and they can all just be friends. And this 4-part series is really Here for the Tea doing like a makeup video with Jaclyn Hill and doing a face reveal, because she did hint at a makeup collaboration / face reveal, and maybe that's what we're gonna see between like Tea Spill and Here for the Tea, is like a face reveal and Jaclyn Hill doing it and them interviewing her and whatnot. Maybe that's what we're gonna get. That would be so awesome. I doubt it. That's what we're gonna get, but that would be really cool if that is actually what we're gonna get. It's like a huge twist, and I would expect nothing more, nothing less from them. I would not be surprised if that's what this is. I hope that it is not a 4-part series just going in on Jaclyn Hill and bashing her. And obviously there is I guess you could say, obligation to your fans at one point, to especially if you're a drama channel and you're dedicated to letting them know the information, or the tea as you want to put, and they know that they can go to you for that information, and you have information that you know for a fact your fans should know, especially if it's like information, for example, like for example, you know for a fact the Morphe palettes weren't repressed, and you have receipts to prove that. Like, that's information that the public should know. Yeah, she might lose millions in subscribers, but in a way she brought it upon herself by lying about it to begin with. And it just brings me full circle back around to the whole friendship thing. A lot of people want to crucify Here for the Tea for befriending beauty gurus. But Rich Lux befriending Jeffree Star, people were here for it. And it's really not fair. If she wants to befriend beauty gurus and not report news on her friends, that's her personal choice. And I feel like if you really think about it, you know, TMZ, the CEO of TMZ, the guy you always see on TV, he's best friends with Kim Kardashian's mother. And that should tell you something right there. And at the end of the day, he still reports the news regardless of his friendship with Kris Jenner. But if you've noticed, it's never anything really like negative. But at the same time, they report major news about her. And if you think about it, TMZ, weren't they the first ones to leak Kylie Jenner's pregnancy? I mean, that should tell you something right there. So I feel like the future of drama channels is definitely headed down a direction where they collaborate and they befriend beauty gurus, and you know, they work with each other, and in a way we will benefit from it because the information we'll get is going to obviously be more accurate because it's going to be coming from the source. But in a way we also will not benefit from it because sometimes there will be secrets or things that obviously would be devastating to one's career that somebody might say, hey, since you're my friend, I'm not going to report on it. I'll keep this a secret. So I guess it just all comes down to your morals and how you feel. And I don't know. The thing I really just care about the most out of this situation is, let's say that this isn't a collaboration between like Jaclyn and T-Spill, like I was saying earlier, that they were just trolling us. Let's say that's not what this is, and this really is a 4-part series exposing Jaclyn Hill or revealing receipts that we have otherwise didn't know before, and not like something we already knew, because lately that's kind of been happening where they kind of get stuck in the editing or just coming out with videos that are obviously a better quality than other drama videos, but as a result, the tea or the information they're reporting on ends up being old information. And so I saw some people in some comments on Instagram just saying that they'd be really disappointed if the series ends up being like information we already knew, like about the Morphe palettes and all that stuff. And I think I'd just be most disappointed if the videos ended up not coming out, or they ended up getting heavily edited as a result of doing an interview with Jaclyn Hill. I feel like Jaclyn Hill is like trying to sink her claws into Here for the Tea and brainwash her. And man, it's like, come on, Here for the Tea, don't fall for it. Like, we're with you, we're behind you. Like, don't listen to her. She's obviously been lying to you. She didn't want to talk to you until you came out with this trailer. And it's like, I don't know, it's like almost in a sense of like, if you really aren't friends and if this really isn't a troll, it's like, please don't like fall for it. I think it's a very enticing to say, I will give you a first-class ticket to interview me, Jaclyn Hill, and forget your 4-part series that are just opinions, when you can interview me and get facts. And it's like, how do we know she's going to tell the truth? And like I said, Here for the Tea, if you are confident in your receipts in your video, forget that freaking interview and post that. But that's all I have to say, and thank you for watching.